Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Fantasy Football Waiver Wire live stream. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me in the funhouse today is D-Bro Derek Brown, the king of bros, and we're going to talk about Waiver Wire. That's right, your pickups, your drops. It's time. If you missed Monday's Waiver Wire show, I highly suggest you go back and listen to it. It was informative, it was entertaining, and it was full of excellent juice. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So I hope you watch the show, listen to the show wherever you get your pods, but we're here for all of you. So drop a comment here, because if you've got questions, we've got answers here in the chat. That's what it's all about, baby. And when you do subscribe to Fantasy Pros YouTube, and you do drop something below in the chat, a comment, a question, maybe just Derek Brown looks very handsome today. I don't care what it is. You just might win a Tyreek Hill autographed jersey. We ripped this one off of Tyreek Hill while he was going for 200 yards. He signed it. He gave it to us. And he said, here, I don't need this anymore because I lit this one on fire because that was so amazing. Tyreek 2000, ladies and gentlemen. All you do, again, subscribe to the channel, click the bell till it goes ding, so you know if you're the big winner of the Hill jersey. That is a miraculously good jersey to be giving away, too. So get in on this one. Drop the comments. Subscribe, everybody. D-Bro, before we get to the waiver wire pickups of the week, especially, you know, the big ones here that we're going to talk about, and we will talk about the Ravens backfield. We will talk about Puka Nacua. We got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. We talked about it today on the trade show, and I'm going to try. Look, I'm not taking joy in the misery of Jet fans, because all the Jet fans know is misery. That's just their MO. That's just what it's been. They know it. They don't need me to tell them. But this was kind of a special hell, I think, last night for Jet fans, where you had this moment of him running out there with the American flag. You had this moment on 9/11 in New York. The crowd was so energized. People were still coming in the building, by the way, when he had gotten hurt, and they didn't know. They were wearing their Aaron Rodgers jerseys. They came out, they were going to their seats only to find out that Aaron Rodgers had already been hurt in the game. It was a stunning and odd set of circumstances, and I'm sure the many stages of grief are setting in, but we have fantasy to worry about. So Aaron Rodgers hopefully will make a full recovery. Now the Jets have downgraded to Zach Wilson, at least for now. Let's start here with the most important fantasy asset on this team, which clearly is absolutely Garrett Wilson, in my opinion. Now, Breece Hall, a close second, but Garrett Wilson had a lot of draft capital attached to him. Where does this leave us with Garrett Wilson? What do we do from here?
Sadly, Garrett Wilson is a wide receiver 3, and a very shaky one at that. I mean, if you watched any part of the Jets game last night, it is incredibly apparent that Zach Wilson has not gotten any better. He is not going to be the answer for them this year. I mean, legit, like, it was, okay, can we throw a screen to one of the running backs? Oh, well, that got blown up. Well, Zach Wilson, can you do anything else? Not so much. And Garrett Wilson's going to suffer, man, because the quarterback play not only just, I mean, I don't know if we can harp on this enough, Joey, like how much the quarterback play just took a nosedive. Like, this isn't even like league replacement level type of quarterback.
No, it's below replacement.
It's terrible, man. And so Garrett Wilson is a wide receiver 3. I dropped into that territory in my rest of season ranks on fantasypros.com. And I answered this question out on X or Twitter, whatever, earlier today.
I'm calling it the artist formerly known as Twitter. That's what I'm doing now.
Good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
John likes that one. John, our producer, smiled. He approves nice that one. He is a Prince fan like me. So
for me, the sad thing is, Joey, is outside of Garrett Wilson, you could just drop every other Jets pass catcher. Allen Lazard, bye-bye.
I know, right? The Lazard and the Cobb. It's all I kept thinking about this morning, too, was like, man, Allen Lazard and Randall Cobb, all these guys that came over with all the Aaron Rodgers specials, these guys are just done now. All right, Breece Hall looked really good in that game last night. No surprise to me. And I started him everywhere, and I had a big thing about this on Sports Grid on Sunday, and you and I had talked about it as well. But the other thing to talk about is where the Jets go from here with quarterback, because they're in over their head. They're all in on this year. And I don't know if Zach Wilson's going to get it done. And you mentioned the Cowboys, like the schedule coming up is brutal already. We it was going to be brutal. And now you have Zach Wilson brutal. Erickson mentioned Ryan Tannehill to me as a possible replacement. My money, though, if I was the Jets, you know what I would do? I would be calling up the Commanders, who are desperate for draft picks, I'm sure, and saying, can I have Jacoby Brissett? Because Jacoby Brissett is solid. Jacoby Brissett is a really good leader.
Good call.
Everybody in Cleveland love that guy. Jacoby Brissett, to me, is the guy that I would be going after if I was them. What do you think the Jets do from here? I know people have speculated about Jameis Winston. Forget Tom Brady. He's not leaving the Raiders ownership group to go play for the freaking Jets. So stop that, everybody. That's nonsense. It's never going to happen. Derek, where do they go from here?
Oh, man. Floundering. I mean, you just brought up the schedule. Yeah, they get Dallas, New England, Kansas City, Denver, Philly. Stop me when you hear a good defense there, Joe. It is terrible. So Salah's out there saying all the good news, like Zach Wilson's our guy, until he gets destroyed by the Cowboys this week. I mean, honestly, I think Jacoby Brissett is a fantastic name. I love the fact that you brought up that name. That could really happen because Washington looks like they're sewn into Sam Howell this year. We don't even know if Rivera's going to have a job after this season.
Right.
Now, maybe they hold on to him just for continuity's sake, or as far as like covering their butts if Sam Howell goes south.
But they need a good guy. He's a good dude. Like, he is a guy that is loved by everybody he plays with. He's respected. Last year, he did like the yeoman's work of holding, everything down until Deshaun Watson came triumphantly returning, and that all kind of went to crap. Brissett's an interesting guy. All right, let's get to some questions, then we'll get to the waiver wire pickup of the week. Let's go to Justin Jeffords. Who would you drop? I'm sorry, would you drop DJ Moore? No, Justin.
No.
Bro.
No.
Look, the first question I'm broing somebody.
No.
Justin. Bro.
No. I gotta readjust myself on my seat. No.
Bro.
Don't do that.
Why do you do these? Why do you say these things? Let's not overreact. It's week 1. They will get him the football more.
Yes.
Victoria, hopefully a voice of reason here. Victoria Fuyana. Great name. Zay Flowers or Cam Akers, 12-team full PPR. You know my answer is always going to be Zay Flowers. So what do you think, Dave?
I'm with you. I think it's Zay Flowers. I just looked up and I was like, who does Cam Akers get? Oh, that's right. The elite San Francisco 49ers run defense this week? I don't want any part of that. Give me Zay Flowers, baby.
Agreed. All right, let's go to Beto R. What should I do with Cam Akers? So Kyron Williams is working a lot. What do you think here? I'm just holding tight with Cam Akers and just waiting a little bit. What are you doing?
Hold and you sit him. You are not playing him this week against that run defense. No way.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go to NE Patriots. Drop Bryce Young? Question mark. Well, in a single quarterback league, you should have had him anyway.
Yeah.
But in Superflex, you're not dropping him. You can't do that.
No, you can't do that in Superflex. But I'm assuming this is one quarterback. So in one quarterback, absolutely. He wasn't even worth a roster spot. I'll add on top of this, anybody out there with Kenny Pickett as far as your QB2, feel free to jettison him. He looked like he was a lost wayward soul in week 1.
All right, let's get to the next one here. Let's get to Benny B. We still stashing Charbonnet? I say yes. I think it's too early to worry about not stashing him.
It depends on your options.
Let's look at the options. Okay. Let's go to the waiver wire pickup of the week, shall we? The sleeper waiver wire most added. Everybody in the Baltimore backfield is Justice Hill, but it's also Gus Edwards because a lot of people are just going right to Gus Edwards. Now, I know we've debated this, and we think that Gus Edwards will go for too much, Justice Hill will go for too much, and Melvin Gordon will end up probably in this mix, and you could probably get him for nothing because people won't even realize that he's going to be in this mix coming off the practice squad. So that being said, anybody in Baltimore would you drop Charbonnet for? I wouldn't.
No. I'm not dropping anybody for Charbonnet or dropping any Charbonnet for anybody in Baltimore, but can you interest me in Kenny Gainwell? Yep, I'd drop him for that. Okay. Can you interest me in Joshua Kelly? Yep, I would take Kelly over him.
What about Kyron Williams?
I'd take Kyron Williams. I'd take Jalen Warren. I'd take Roschon Johnson. And this comes down to what we saw out of Seattle. He's not the definitive, lock it in handcuff, Joe. Him and DJ Dallas split snaps. So even if Kenneth Walker goes out, you can't just roll into now we're in the regular season and we have a week of sample to sit here and say, well, what we thought in the offseason in the second round draft capital is not automatically making Zach Charbonnet that locked in handcuff. So for all those other options, I'll take them happily over Zach Charbonnet right now.
All right, let's get to some Deontay Johnson stuff. He's going to be missing a few weeks. Hamstring, yowza. Not good here for Pittsburgh. Not good this week at all. They have tough assignment against that Browns defense. Now they're down a wide receiver, and Pickett did not play well. Chargy 65. I had Deontay. Should I bench it? Well, you have to bench him.
Yeah, you bench him.
Nico, or you try to pick up the Puka Nacua.
You picking up Puka. For me, and I would honestly, I'm not saying drop Nico. I think there's somebody else probably on your roster.
You can't drop Nico. It's too early.
No. I agree with that.
That's a drop you will regret in week 6. You'll be looking and say, why did I do that week 1? I should have showed a little bit more patience.
The other side of that, Joe, is, and I'm already working on week 2 of the primer.
Oh,
I
are
just
you?
looked at
That's
it
good.
and
You're doing your
saw
job. How nice. What a nice
well,
change of pace.
I
Yeah.
try, okay? Houston, my eyes almost popped out of my head. They were top 5 in neutral passing rate and pace in week 1. Oh, glory be. If that continues this whole season, Nico Collins is going to get a lot more volume than we thought walking into this year.
I offered a trade today in a league for Nico Collins, the guy who had Dobbins. I
haven't checked.
him.
Did you send me this trade before you sit here and throw this out?
No, I didn't send. You wouldn't be some guy. You're not just some guy to me.
Well,
you're my D bro.
Trying to be facetious. Look, we're just keeping it 100 here, okay?
I think we've been through enough together at this point over the years. You're not just some guy to me. I think our relationship means a little bit more to you. I hope.
I have spent time, around your family and at your house.
Yeah, come on. You've been to my home when my
100%.
children play with their toys. So look, you got that's a Godfather reference. Derek would get that.
Yeah, I didn't get that,
but he has it
straight over the head.
It's a frustration for another time. But going back to the situation, so I offered Gus Edwards for Nico Collins because the person had J.K. Dobbins. And the person was like, yeah, this is kind of interesting to me, but I'm going to hold on to Collins. But again, you might be able to pull off something like that because desperate times early on, people like to overdo.
So follow-up question. Are you going to try to pick up Justice Hill and then offer Hill and Gus and double down?
No, I'm not going to do that. This is from Dustin Bro, who hopefully doesn't get broed here on the show. Nico Collins over Gabe Davis. Here's the thing. I would start Nico Collins because Gabe Davis is the same thing. It's all or nothing. And I think there's a little bit better floor with Nico Collins every week. I mean, that's just my gut instinct. I don't love the situation, every single week for Gabe Davis because you just don't know what's happening. And Josh Allen needs to stop turning the damn football over. Did you see he has the most turnovers since 2018 of any quarterback? That was a stunning statistic that I did not realize. And that's a problem.
Anybody that watched that game last night, I was literally just watching the game and saying,
but the Jets beat them last year.
What are you doing, man?
But the Jets beat him last year. Let's not forget that the Jets beat the crap out of the Buffalo Bills last year. And that was, if you recall, when I told everybody, if you have Josh Allen shares for MVP, you better cash him in now because you can't win MVP and lose to the Jets. And he did, and he didn't win MVP. And I'm telling you right now, he'll bounce back. He has always struggled against the Jets, but it doesn't mean necessarily that the ball is going to Gabe Davis on a regular basis, and that's a problem.
When I just looked at week 2 matchups here, Joe, this is confidently Nico over Gabe. The Houston Texans play the Indy Colts this week, baby. Nico's going to have himself a day.
I agree. That's why I'm trying to get him on the cheap. Hello, that's what I'm trying to do. I think he's one of my favorite.
Maybe not so much now since we're puffing up Nico so much.
Let's not make Nico Collins, all of a sudden Justin Jefferson. But, all right, here's a question here. This is an important one, too, from, let's see how I say this. Azul, should I trade Garrett Wilson? Okay, I'm going to throw some trades out for you. Would you trade Garrett Wilson for Zay Flowers?
Yes. Give me Zay.
I would, too. And I think that's a trade you could pull off in any league right now. Because people would be like, what? You're giving me Garrett Wilson? I don't care if Zach Wilson's playing. He's Garrett Wilson. You should care. And unless they get another quarterback and there's no guarantee that's going to happen, you don't want Matt Ryan off the street. The other interesting one is if you can call Phillip Rivers and convince him to get away from his 5,000 children for a couple weeks. That's an interesting one. Because Phillip Rivers, if he's still got anything left in the tank, would be interesting. But I don't want Matt Ryan. I don't want Carson Wentz. I guess they're better than Zach Wilson, but that's marginal at best.
Or even call up the Dolphins. Hey, what's that price tag on Mike White?
Oh, yeah.
I would even knock on the door of Joe Flacco.
You got some of that Mike White going? I feel like Dave Chappelle here.
Even knock on the door of Joe Flacco. Be like, I know you're not good and you're not elite anymore, but you're still better than Zach Wilson. Would you like to come back into the fold?
Joe Flacco. Oh my God. I can't wait. The New York media swell over the next few weeks is going to be just unbelievable. It's right now. I can't even tell you what it's like here. It's unbelievable. Let's go on and continue with what's happening here on the broadcast. Also, don't forget, everybody, if you haven't already, again, I know you've used draft tools and now we're in season, but in case you don't know, or in case you've forgotten, you should be syncing all of your teams now to My Playbook because the My Playbook app is going to help you find these trades, find the waiver wire picks. You can also manage all of your leagues from one spot. So again, just for the feature of setting your lineups in multiple leagues in one place, it is such a time saver. Download the app, set your ESPN league, your CBS league, your sleeper league, all the leagues at one time on one place. You don't have to keep going back and forth a million times. You can look and search all the waiver wires. You can see, oh wait, I'm in 10 leagues. How many do I have Deontay Johnson in? How many people have Garrett Wilson I can buy for nothing right now? That's what my playbook does for you. So go use these tools that we're giving you the tools to be successful. Take them. They're free. You can upgrade to the premium version too, but at least sync your leagues and start there and get a handle on it, because there are some fantastic tools that'll really help you. All right, let's get to more questions here that we've got going on. All right, let's go to Pretty Eye, one of my favorite people, Joey P and D, bro. Who are you spending your fab on here? Puka, Josh Kelly, full PPR. Thanks, love the show. We love you too, Pretty Eye. I mean, it's Puka. I mean, obviously.
It's Puka. It's easy Puka. And
in case you missed the waiver wire, Derek, give them the reasoning, because we talked about Cooper Kupp. If he does return, what that means for Puka. If he doesn't, I think we all know what it could mean for Puka playing that Cooper Kupp role. But if he does return in 4 weeks, let's say, what does it look like for Puka Nacua? Is he still like a low end, like wide receiver 2/3?
Yeah, he's still going to be a wide receiver 3. I mean, you're looking at Puka Nacua in this offense. Who's going to challenge him for targets? Tyler Higbee? Didn't happen in week 1. Probably not going to happen for the rest of the season.
I was a little surprised about that. I actually thought Higbee would have a good game. Higbee, I had some DFS shares, and I was like, yeah, that's the sneaky tight end of the week, and I was wrong.
Yep. Yeah, I was wrong too, man. But like the whole thing about Puka Nacua, and I dove into the numbers earlier today even deeper about it, because I'm like, all right, this all looks like the Cooper Kupp role. Is it really the Cooper Kupp role? Outside of the target share, and we saw that Cooper Kupp's near 30% last year, Puka Nacua in week 1, 39.4%. But the first read target share, Joey, which, I mean, we're talking about they're drawing up plays. Puka is the first read on a play. Insane numbers, over 40%, man. That's higher than even Cooper Kupp last year, to put that in context for people. So Cooper Kupp doesn't come back, Puka Nacua is getting 10 plus targets every freaking week. Like, he is one of the, like, legitimately could be a league winner this year. And that's rare to say, especially from a wide receiver off of the waiver wire. And if Cooper Kupp comes back, how many guys, and we brought this up on the waiver wire show, Joey, how many guys can you name on a yearly basis that we can pluck
wide receiver
off of the waiver wire that can get a 20% plus target share, much less in the 30s? Yes, people need to bid aggressively.
No, he was very impressive, man. Look, and kudos to you, man. You were riding this train. You're the only guy I know who's driving the Puka Nacua train. So there you have it. I just saw this. This is hilarious. Internet, once again, undefeated. Apparently, a Wisconsin bar last night was offering free drinks if the Jets lost.
I heard about this.
And after Aaron Rodgers went down, everybody started running up all these tabs. And then the bar everybody there was clearly shocked when things did not go their way in overtime. And a lot of people had to pay a lot of money for a lot of drinks, which that's magnificent. The great job.
You know, the bar owner must have been like,
Thank
you, Xavier Gibson. Thank you, Xavier Gibson.
Putting asses in the seats there, and then next thing you know, you get huge bar tabs. I mean, I'm sure people
shots for everybody.
I wonder if Pat Fitzmaurice was there. I gotta see. I'm looking for him in the pictures. I don't see him yet. I'm gonna keep looking. All right, let's keep looking for your questions here. Let's go to Elijah Bosky, one of our favorites here, an OG. Javonte or Amari this week at the flex half PPR.
I will go with Amari Cooper, although I'm searching for who are the Browns playing this week.
The Browns are in Pittsburgh playing this.
I was just going to say, never mind. Road game. Give me Javonte Williams, because Amari Cooper disappears.
Are we still buying the road game thing? Like, is that
tell me when it stops being a thing, Joey.
All right. Let's go to Cristal Rodriguez. Who to drop for Puka, Charbonnet or Achane? I drop Achane before Charbonnet.
Yeah, I drop Achane.
Because look,
I drop Achane.
Kenneth Walker get hurt tomorrow, and Charbonnet becomes a 3-down back.
Raheem
Mostert can get hurt, and it doesn't matter. Achane's never going to be a 3-down back in the NFL.
Well, and Jeff Wilson sounds like he actually could be coming back in week 5. So
and I'm actually going to grow hair back on my head too. Ash.
Well, one of those things could actually happen. The other one,
not. Trying to trade in Kupp or Taylor in redraft. What are they worth now? We had an interesting conversation about this on the trade show today. It's coming onto the YouTube channel. You can listen to it on the podcast already. But we talked about, if you got Jonathan Taylor in the 8th round or 7th round late, then you just sit and you wait, because that's the value. That's the whole point. Now, if you paid 2nd or 3rd round price for it, that's the conversation to have. So that's where we were kicking the tires about, like, where do you want to go with different running backs? Who would you want in their stead? So where are you at right now? Let's say you went 0-1 and you got Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor. Are you trying to get out from under them if you had let's say, first 3-round draft capital on those guys? Because I'd be getting out for them.
Cooper Kupp, yes. Adamantly, yes. I posted that in the Discord weeks ago. As soon as we knew about the re-aggravation of his hamstring, I was like, get out. Get out.
Forget the re-aggravation. The initial hamstring sent Andrew Erickson into a darkness retreat.
Oh, he went spiraling.
That was one of my favorite shows of the offseason. Like when that happened and he just lost his mind. He's like, nope, not doing it, not touching him, never drafting him again. There you go. AI was already on me there for a second, thinking that I was doing something. But seriously, like then the re-aggravation, that was it. That was it. Yeah. Where it's like, look, it's just too much risk. So yeah, look, you're looking for trades. We actually did Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp on that show. So Ash, go listen to that show. We give a lot of options there because I want to get to other people's questions, but that will give you some insight onto how to deal with them. Brian Drake from Fantasy Points was our guest. Drake's always the man. Let's go to RoteFan77. Me too. Everybody loves the Drake. I love the Drake. The Drake is great. RoteFan77. What the heck do I do with Daniel Jones? You wait. I mean, I would pick up Jordan Love just to be safe if I were you. Like, that's a move I think you make if you have Daniel Jones. Now, Derek Brown, you're the Daniel Jones guy around these parts. I'd love to hear your thoughts after Sunday night.
I think you continue to ride the wave, baby. I mean, here's the thing.
Ride the wave? This wave crashed into a coral reef, and they're trying to, like...
They play the Cardinals this week, Joe. You know, tell me Daniel Jones is not going to have a really good game.
People looking for the Titanic under... You know those people a couple weeks ago, those billionaire people? I think that's the same wave. I'm a little worried about that wave there, Chief.
So 3 of the next 4 games, Cardinals. Then they get the 49ers. You're not playing them against them. But then they get Seattle and they get Miami. 3 of these defenses have been destroyed or they are terrible. Daniel Jones is going to have a bounce back game.
I'd pick up Jordan Love just to be safe.
You can have fun with Jordan Love. I'll take.
I will. We're going to go to the circus. And then we're going to get cotton candy and some popcorn. And then afterwards, you know, who knows?
You're going to watch him hand it off to A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones all day.
Well, maybe like not Aaron Jones. Got to wait and see on him. Fair. I'm waiting for news on him. Jesus Paz, would you start Puka over Garrett Wilson this week in PPR?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Lord.
Okay,
I'm not arguing you. I can't.
15 targets versus Zach Wilson targets versus Dallas.
Really? I know.
I think this should not even be a question.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just.
I know, but I heard the pause, and you were like,
"It's not the pause. It's the pain. It's the pain of this conversation that it's week freaking 2." And we're starting Puka Nacua over Garrett Wilson again. And it's the correct thing to do.
I know. And that's the correct take.
This is a stress ball that I use sometimes when I'm doing the shows. I'm just going to keep using this the rest of the time. All right, let's go to Crook, Lazard, Cooks, or Ayuk in full PPR. How is this a question? Did we not watch Brandon Ayuk last week?
Yeah.
Did we not talk about Brandon Ayuk? It's obviously Ayuk. Forget Allen Lazard. You drop him right now.
Drop him. Bye.
You drop Allen Lazard for Ed. I don't care. If our producer John is on the waiver wire, certainly drop Allen Lazard for John. Add Debro, add me. I mean, this is over. Allen Lazard is done. Forget it. Garrett Wilson, we're sitting for Puka Nacua. These are desperate times. Have we not watched Zach Wilson play quarterback? It's Ayuk. Let's get to the next
easy one. Ayuk. And the other thing about Brandon Cooks is Dallas was all about the run game last week, and I know the blowout, but still, they were top 5 in neutral rushing rate. And I mean, Mike McCarthy is probably salivating over that, like watching the defense and watching the rushing attempts, and he's just like, "This is exactly what I wanted." Bye, Kellen Moore.
Ominous there. All right. Speaking of football. And Kellen Moore, there you go. There's my transition. We've got an amazing in case you don't know what's going on here, I'm also hosting the Betting Pro shows now. So if you go over to the Betting Pros YouTube, subscribe there. We're doing a weekly look ahead show. We're doing a prop show. We're doing our best bet show. I've got a top 10 video every single week. A lot of content there, but we're also got a contest going there where we're giving away an autographed Jackson Smith and Jigba jersey. We're giving away Betting Pros and Fantasy Pro swag. We're giving away hats and t-shirts, hoodie, all kinds of stuff. We're also giving away free premium 1-year upgrades to Betting Pros, to Fantasy Pros, just for picking games. So download the BP app, go to the community tab, and join NFL Contest, or just go to bettingpros.com/NFL Contest. Again, bettingpros.com/NFL Contest. That's where you go. You just got to pick 5 things a week. That's all you got to do. 100 things for the year. Again, we're giving away all kinds of fun, free prizes just for picking games. So go pick. Even if you can't bet in your state, it doesn't matter. You can still make picks with us. So come over, join us at Betting Pros. Join me. I'd love to see you there. I love all you people. Tim Sneed. I love Tim. Drop Charbonnet for Puka. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Let's go to the next one here, which is James Savassin. Should I drop Cam Akers? Boy, everyone wants to drop Cam Akers. This is like week 2 deja vu from 2022 for Kenneth Gainwell in a 10-man PPR. I say absolutely not. I love Kenneth Gainwell, but he is not a 3-down back, and I feel as though Kenneth Gainwell already dealing with the rib issue. Like, no, I don't do this. No, you agree? Yep. Yes, I see. Okay,
yes,
Anthony Hernandez.
Adamantly agree.
What's the outlook on Josh Downs?
You're never starting him?
Yeah. Like, what about Dynasty? You think there's any Josh Downs Dynasty?
No. I mean, the outlook's not high. You're hoping Josh Downs turns into like a wide receiver 3 or 4 in Dynasty. And that's still probably a really dicey bet to make. So not good, Bob?
Not good, Bob. Trevor Barrett. We have waiver priority. Should I prioritize Josh Kelly or Kyron Williams? I would prioritize Puka Nacua.
Yes.
But if
the real answer
let's
is
say he's
Puka
already
Nacua.
gone. Let's say he's gone, Kelly or Williams. I say Kelly because he has an opportunity to be something really good in that offense. Whereas Kyron, I don't know. Like Kyron
didn't look good. He sucked out with touchdowns, man.
Well, that's the thing with Justice Hill. Everyone's going to be I mean, I want to cry a river for the people who are going to overspend on Justice Hill this week because they're so.
We're trying to tell people not to do it. I just hope they're listening. Like,
well, they're here. There's thousands of them listening right now to us, as they should be. We're a fun show. Andy R. I need some tight end help. Keep LaPorta or Shultz. You guys rock. Thanks, Andy. You rock too, man. I like LaPorta. I like
Sammy Ball game, baby.
LaPorta.
I like Sammy Ball game. He got tight end 1 type of usage with a 74% route participation, almost 15% target share in week 1. It's going to do nothing but grow. Sam LaPorta, tight end 1, 2023. Sew it up.
Mr. Griffin, Garrett Wilson is the top 20 wide receiver against Dallas this week? That's a question. No, I don't think he's top 20.
No way. He's not even top 36 probably.
Oh God! It hurts so bad. So would you play him over Christian Kirk?
No, not versus Kansas City in a shootout. No.
Okay, would you play him over Pickens?
Ugh, I'll play Pickens, but I don't feel good about either.
Would you play Cortland Sutton against Washington?
Yes.
Gabe Davis or Garrett Wilson?
Gabe Davis.
That's where I draw the line.
Dude, I'm sorry. Like Garrett Wilson's probably gonna be a wide receiver 4 for me this week. It's
a line is.
I don't know. Put it this way. Why don't we set this bar, Joe? I think this is more relevant. Zach Wilson, over or under 22 pass attempts? I can see the under.
Under attempts. That's the number of hurries I'm looking at on the over under. But quarterback pressures over under 15 with his offensive line. Listen, I don't know if I know a lot of people went to bed early on Sunday and all that stuff, but if you were watching Micah Parsons, who is now rushing over the middle, which is something you did not see him do a lot of last year. Last year, he came from the edge, he came from the outside. Micah Parsons was rushing over the middle. It was terrifying to watch. And the Giants' offensive line is not exactly, it's not exactly Fort Knox, but still, the Jets' offensive line, whoa. Let me tell you.
There's going to be some Sam Darnold seeing ghost memes with Zach Wilson's head photoshopped on this week.
I haven't even looked at the DFS yet. I don't care how much they cost and put in the Cowboys defense. That's where I'm starting every DFS lineup this week. If you think last week was bad, wait do you see this? In fact, you might want to start betting the Cowboys for the NFC just because of the defense, because that number is going to keep shrinking and you want to lock it in.
Agreed.
Because we keep waiting. We were waiting for who's going to contend with the Eagles, and we said it was going to be the Cowboys. Like that's the one team that you could see defensively. Oh wait, and they added Stephon Gilmore too. Azul, what do you do with Drake London? This is one of your favorite things. I know this is sad for you. I hold too. I agree.
Hold.
I'd buy it too because it's not going to be like this all year.
It's not, because here's the thing, and I just wrote this up for the week 2 primer. Desmond Mitter was terrible. He plays like this again.
I love that we've called it. That's what we're sticking with now. Desmond
Taylor
Mitter.
Heineke is going to be starting by week 4. Mark my words.
And there's people watching going, his name is Ritter. Why? What is Derek saying? He doesn't even know the names of the players. It's a joke because he's mid.
I'm trying to place the voice and the act.
What are you doing?
Oh man, here we go.
Well, I'm tired of doing the dumb guy fantasy thing, so I want
everyday spreadsheet, bro. Is that what that voice is?
Oh, that's a different voice. I do that voice in the baseball podcast. The baseball nerd one. Oh, Welsh loves that one. I do. You see, when I calculate the BABIP for the, you see what happens is, first of all, I have to put my glasses on for that section of the show. I'm looking here very carefully at the BABIP, and clearly, if the exit velocity you multiply that and then divide it by 12. Julio Rodriguez would be 7% better than Shohei Ohtani. Can I
get clarity? Is that like, are those real glasses? Because
no, it's just a prop. I can.
Okay, I was like, are we pulling the old man card? Are those real glasses, or are those just a prop?
It's a prop for that character that I bought that I do on the baseball show. Who's having more fun than us? Nobody. Brandon S. Is Marvin Mimms droppable with the waiver wire options? Mimms or Puka?
Oh, Puka.
But I'd be very careful about dropping Mimms. Like, I'm not going to chase,
the caveat to that is you could drop somebody else besides Mimms.
Or something stupid like that. Like, don't go doing that. If somebody drops Skyy Moore, I'd pick up Skyy Moore over Mimms. I would do that.
I mean, I love Marvin Mimms, but he wasn't even a full-time player. You got Lil Jordan Humphrey taking snaps over Marvin Mimms. That's a problem.
Lil Jordan. Nico Collins, by the way, also, I watch him get dropped to the waiver wire this week. Snap him up if he does. He's going to. You watch it. It's going to happen. All right. Steve Baird, drop Cam Akers. I don't want to drop Cam Akers if I can get Tyler Algier or Roshan. I say no. I still say no.
I say no.
Short-sighted.
I'd
add them anyway, but not for Cam Akers.
Yeah, I'll say no.
Although Cam Akers is the worst player on your team, unless you're in an 8-team league.
I will say this. The caveat is I'm not totally against picking up Roshan over holding Cam Akers, only because I believe in the talent and I believe he can take over that backfield. But I think in most instances, you're holding Cam Akers.
This is going to be the end of the show, I can tell you right now. Drop Skyy Moore for Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, or Josh Kelly in a half PPR. And this is from Ivan.
Oh, I mean, for Puka, yes, I would take Puka over Skyy. Where you sit at, Joey? I mean, I know it's tough. I don't
want to do this yet because I don't think it's Skyy's fault. Like, I want to hold him like in good.
It isn't, hunting. But how do we ignore 15 targets over Skyy getting nothing?
Because he was overthrown 3 times in that game. Like that, it's funny. All the balls to Kadarius Toney were spot on. Everything to Skyy Moore was overthrown. Like, I don't know why you think Skyy Moore is 6'5", but like Patrick Mahomes has to dial it back a little bit. He's not a big dude. But Justin, it would not surprise me at the end of the day, we're week 10, and it's Rashee Rice and Justin Ross are the 2 best wide receivers on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many videos I've done about those 2 guys in the offseason where I'm like, look, use your last pick for something good. Take a flyer on one of these guys and see what happens. Let's just see where it goes.
We talked about Rashee Rice all offseason.
You're probably right. Puka for Skyy is probably the right thing to do. But I'm not doing it for Kyron or Kelly. I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not doing it for Kyron or Kelly.
Frankie Torres, Jacoby Myers, or Nico.
For next week, I don't even know if Jacoby Myers plays with the concussion.
I don't think Myers is going to play, so yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're going to drop him or anything, I don't want to drop Myers yet. I'm not surprised of Myers being the favorite son of Jimmy Garoppolo either. Christopher Condi, Njoku or Musgrave? That's an interesting one.
I'll take Luke Musgrave.
And Musgrave, okay, we can take Musgrave. Okay, so McKevin, Cedric Samadon, Calvin Ridley or Davante Adams? Calvin Ridley.
Ridley.
I'm not going to play this game.
Come on. I mean, one's catching passes from Jimmy Garoppolo and the other one's catching passes from Trevor Lawrence. We're out of draft season, people. Calvin Ridley should have been ranked over Davante Adams the entire time. Sorry.
All right. Make sure if you haven't already, you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you drop a comment below so you can win this Tyreek Hill autographed jersey. It is gorgeous. It's teal. It's fantastic. It's Tyreek Hill on his pace for 2,000 yards. Is going to be worth a lot of money someday, but we're giving it free to you. So you just have to comment below. You have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's it. That's all you got to do. Click the little bell till it goes ding. So you know every time a piece of content drops here on the channel. The trade show was fantastic. If you have more problems, the waiver wire show was fantastic this week. Go listen to the shows. Let's go to Olivier LeBlanc. Best RB available on the waiver wire this week is who?
I'm going to go Josh Kelly if you need a plug and play starter.
It's not Algier?
No, it's not Algier for me.
Okay.
Because the fact of it is, I think this backfield's eventually going to lean in Bijan Robinson's way. Although
Oh, I
Arthur
agree
Smith
too.
can
That's
kick
another
rocks.
one where I think we look back in October and be like, look at those goofballs who
Yep.
spent $25 on Tyler Algier. Only never to be heard from again. Him and Darren McFadden and Wayne Gallman all living on an island together in the South Pacific. Guys, what do they all have in common? Better running backs took their jobs. That's it.
Ooh.
And Bijan looked good. By the way, can we talk about Bijan?
Bijan looked so good.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
If you have Tyler Algier in your roster, trade him now.
Trade him.
This is his peak
immediately.
Value. Whatever you can get, trade him now. Do it. Tristan Kirk. That's a fun one. Start Hopkins or Nico Collins this week.
I'm looking to see who Tennessee plays. Oh, Tennessee plays the Chargers.
I would give him one
both
more
of those
shot
guys
to
are in
Hopkins.
good spots. Can we just say start both?
No, because no.
Fine.
He said one. So Hopkins.
Fine.
Start Hopkins one more time.
I'll take Hopkins.
But after this week, if Ryan Tannehill looks like that again,
oh dear,
you have my permission to again move on.
He should have had. I watched every bit of that game, Joey. Like he should have had like 5 picks. Like it was terrible.
Oh, Tannehill was terrible. Here's a question for you. Do you have any shares of Hopkins this year? Because I have zero.
Okay,
me too. Martin Boshevik, Algier for Flowers trade. Yeah, if you can get Zay Flowers for Tyler Algier, stop listening to the show right now or pause.
Broken phone then, by auto accepting and pressing so hard.
Accept. Ryan Ross, Tutu or Mimms. You like the Tutu?
I mean, yeah, it's got to be Tutu. He's at least playing full-time snaps. Can't say that for Mimms.
But what happens in 3 weeks? Does he go back to being nothing burger?
Oh, are we talking about just waivers or are we talking about starting? I mean, starting, it's an easy Tutu conversation.
Let's talk about waivers.
For waivers, give me Mimms. I will.
Judy's going to be back in full strength in 2 weeks.
He will.
And then I don't know what becomes of Mimms. I don't know what becomes of Tutu. This is a tough one. I don't like either, to tell you the truth. 406. Sorry.
I was like, my Roman numerals are bad. I can't even.
I know. It took me a second with the Roman numerals, so I had to, figure that out. Full PPR 14 team, Rashad Bateman or Garrett Wilson. I still like Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Bateman wasn't even a full-time player last week. He split snaps with Nelson Aguilar. So no.
I'm so happy for all of the Zay Flowers shares that I have. I'm just so happy.
I love Zay Flowers.
So good. So
love Zay Flowers so much.
R8RN8N. Terry McLaurin or Puka Nacua.
I'm trying to remember who the Commanders get this week.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it's Denver.
No. Hard no. Start Puka.
Yeah, Puka.
Jason Lau, Puka or Tyler Algier.
Puka.
Andrew Matheson, Superflex, Stroud this week or Miles Sanders, Bijan, Brian Robinson, excuse me.
Stroud.
I agree. I feel good. It's funny. All those Superflex, remember in Superflex and in Flex League where we were having that game of chicken, all of us about the last quarterback, and I ended up with Stroud. All of a sudden, I'm not feeling so bad about it. I'm like, you know what? He's going to be all right.
Ended up with Ryan Tannehill.
Oh my God, he is your second. That's right. By the way,
he's my third quarterback. No. But don't.
I know you're new to that league this year, but did you see who was 1, 2, and 3? Was me, Ronis. Isn't that hilarious? Like,
well, you got like 50. You got 50 points from your defense there, Joey.
I did, which Lord. I took around early, and everyone's like, "Oh, you taking defense early?" I'm like, "Cause it's the Cowboys. That's why." Defenses win championships. I did it with the New England Patriots a few years ago. It was glorious.
Okay, McCarthy.
Hey man, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to defense. People want to ignore it.
I know
they shouldn't. David, drop Quentin Johnston. I think it's early to drop QJ.
Do not drop him. Do not.
I think you will regret that. I understand. Look,
heavily regret that.
If you are David, and I know we're going to lock up here in about 5 minutes. If you were David and you had Cooper Kupp on IL and you had J.K. Dobbins, like if you desperately need to make a move, I get it. But I think you'll regret this one.
You will big time regret this. Josh Palmer, we know who he is. He played full-time snaps and got one freaking target last week.
And Mike Williams was in the blue tent in 2 seconds. Like it's going to happen.
QJ. No.
Jurgen Negron got offered Bijan for either ATN or Jacobs in full PPR. Just take it. Which one would you get rid of?
Jacobs.
I agree. Get rid of Jacobs, keep ATN, keep the younger guy. Cynthia wants to know Puka Nacua or Flowers in the PPR. It's still Flowers. I'm sorry.
It's Flowers.
There's a line for me here with this Puka Nacua stuff. All right. Like the Puka juice is delicious, but there's a certain line where we have to stop with it because then we're going to get ourselves in trouble. Chef Anabi, trade Fields, Lamb, and Jonathan Taylor for Hurts, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Brian Robinson. So you get the better quarterback on Hurts. You get the better, this receiver's a push, and then Jonathan Taylor or Brian Robinson.
Give me the
I
field
think
side.
I do this because I like the Hurts and Amon-Ra St. Brown combination better.
I want the field side.
You want the field side? Okay.
Jonathan Taylor, he comes
You're more
back.
the gambler. You're like Gambit in X-Men. You're a little bit more.
Did you know? Oh, I love Gambit so much. I need to.
Well, you have the accent and the whole thing. That's what you should be for Halloween.
I don't have enough hair, sadly. Maybe get a hairpiece.
No. Oscar Nuncio. Should I start Jahmyr Gibbs or Breece Hall along with Bijan? I'd be starting. Next week's gonna be tricky. I think you start Gibbs next week, but I think you feel good about starting Hall most weeks. You know, the one winner in all of this might be Dalvin Cook in the whole Aaron Rodgers saga.
Volume.
It's going to be more volume on these running backs. The only problem is they become a super predictable offense. Yep. That's the only problem now. The Jets have a lot of soul searching. This is my favorite name. Yo-Yo Alexander, the best. Are we starting Pittman over DJ Moore already?
No.
I'm not.
No. I got to go back to the numbers. I'm almost positive he got shadowed by Jair Alexander, and that accounted for a large portion of what happened to the Bears. But no, we're not there.
This one's going to hurt my brain, and I'm going to get mad. Migsy93, would you trade Zay Flowers for Deontay Johnson? No. Why would I do that? Deontay Johnson is hurt, and Zay Flowers is the more explosive player. No.
We don't know when Deontay's coming back. Like, they said it's going to be a significant. Like, he could have tore his hamstring, and he's out for a while. No, don't do that.
Jonah John. Migsy, don't do that. Jonah John. Should I start Addison or Tyler Lockett in the flex?
I want Lockett. Although I think Addison could have a good game this week, it's going to be Lockett for me.
All right, Scott Stapleton. What about trading Kupp for Jonathan Taylor? That's a fun one. Who would you rather have?
Oh, give me Taylor.
You're going to give me
not
Taylor.
Even close. Give me Taylor, not even close.
All right, let's go to Robert Lavelle, friend of the show. Zay Flowers or Puka Nacua? Yeah, we did that one. It's Zay Flowers still. Let's not get crazy. This is how you can't just look. This is flavor of the week here. Puka's interesting. There's a lot of upside.
Pretty good, Joey.
The Puka juice is delicious, but the problem is we're gonna get all hammered. We're gonna wake up and we're gonna have $3 worth of fab, and it's gonna be week 9, and we're all gonna be staring at each other, wondering about our life decisions. That's the problem. We have to be careful about these things. We can't trade Zay Flowers for Puka Nacua. That's stupid, but don't do that. Jeffrey, should I trade my Breece Hall for Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm. In a PPR, okay. Like everyone's so whiny about Jahmyr Gibbs. It's his first game.
It was his first game in game script. People need to understand that. Like,
did he not look great? He looked great. I'd be trying to trade for Jahmyr Gibbs everywhere right now.
If you trade for Jahmyr Gibbs, you trade for DeAndre Swift, you trade for these guys right now.
All right. Duke Farley wants to know, can I drop Antonio Gibson? I don't think you should.
Depends on for who. I mean, give me some pickups here, Duke.
Kyron Williams, Josh Kelly, like all those guys.
For those guys, yeah, I'm not against that.
All right, there you have it. All right, let's continue on with a couple other ones. Let's go to Pickaxe Bobby. That sounds a little ominous. Pick up LaPorta and drop Njoku.
It's close.
Really close.
You know what? I'd do it.
It's going to be more interesting.
Tell me this, Joe. Did Watson give you like better vibes in week 1? Do you feel like the elite Watson is coming back? Because, I mean, people could say what they want about weather. He still didn't look great anyway.
Well, the weather was pretty bad that game. But I think here's my point. Njoku is more touchdown dependent than LaPorta is in terms of like fantasy value. I think LaPorta is going to be part of this offense.
LaPorta is going to be a baller.
Whereas Njoku, I think, needs to catch a touchdown to be relevant. And he might do that. I think he might come away with 6 or 7 this year. Let's see. Andre Jacob, Joshua, and Puka are gone. Which running back should I prioritize on the waiver wire? Would you go with Kyron Williams, Roschon Johnson? Like, those are some of the names. Like, Roschon to me is the best long-term investment.
Roschon to me, highest upside, best player overall.
Oh, look at this one. Ryan Rocha. Trade Garrett Wilson for Devonta Smith. Good luck with that.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that.
I mean,
we can all dream.
Good for you. That's a beautiful thing. Sloth Swim, is Mingo droppable?
Yes.
I changed one of my team names to the Mingo Ate My Baby.
Oh, dear Lord.
Michael Gonzalez, Jamar Chase for Pollard and Keenan Allen.
Yes.
Yes. What? What side? You want Jamar Chase?
To do it. No. I would take Pollard and Keenan Allen in a heartbeat. Like, snap accept.
I don't know. I'm not
Pollard's a top 5 back, and Keenan Allen's a wide receiver 1
until he's hurt. I know.
Oh God, really? That card, Joe?
All right. Would you, Kevin Savage? Well, it's a realistic card.
No, it's not. not.
A couple more here, and then we're going to call it a day. Kevin Savage dropped Deontay Johnson for Puka.
If you need a starter for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I think it's kind of early. I mean, like, come on, we don't have an
It's really
IR
early
spot
to drop him. Yeah, that's what I
Like,
mean. What kind of league is this where you're dropping
you don't have
Deontay?
an IR spot?
There's
You
got to
can
be
put him in.
somebody worse on your roster.
There's got to be somebody worse than Deontay, unless it's like an 8-team league.
All right, let's get to this one. Kyler dropped Addison, Flowers, Kincaid, or Dotson for Puka. What? Why does anyone want to drop Zay Flowers? Did anybody watch the game? No, I'm not dropping any of those guys for. Well, okay, Kincaid is my second tight end. I'll drop
Kincaid. I would drop. Yeah,
that's fine. But what the hell's happening here? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Come on, everybody.
Don't push back against the Puka love, Joe.
I'm not pushing back against the Puka love. But
just go with it.
Look,
sip the juice, baby.
This reminds me of Malcolm Brown a few years ago, where everybody was spent too much money on him.
Did you just hold the hell on?
Right.
Did you just use Malcolm Brown and Puka Nacua in the same sentence?
Well, if the Rams helmet
did that really just happen? John, come on. Did that happen? Oh,
let's get one more.
My head hurts now.
Let's get one more. This is hilarious. Let's see how low we can go. Mike McClanahan, Mostert or Garrett Wilson this week? Who are you going to start?
Mostert. Easy Mostert.
Even against the Patriots?
Did we watch Zach Wilson play quarterback? Yeah, we're going Mostert.
All right, there you have it, everybody. Hope everybody had a good time in the live stream. Don't forget to like the stream, share, subscribe to Fantasy Pros, drop the comment below. You win the Tyreek Hill jersey. Don't forget to join our NFL contest over on Betting Pros, bettingpros.com/NFL contest. Free stuff there. Go subscribe to that channel too so you can interact with us. We're doing Monday night, Thursday night football live streams. We're doing podcasts. We're doing videos. We're doing it all for you, baby, because we love fantasy football, and that's why we're here, and that's why you're here. So we appreciate you spending the time with us. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For Derek Brown and our boy John behind the ones and twos, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.